great opportunity tomorrow with Michigan coming in, number 2 ranked team in the country. A team that is obviously I think we're one of 3 undefeated teams in the country right now, and deservedly so. When you look statistically, they're very good on both ends of the court. I've been very, very impressed watching this team defensively. They're all in sync, and that's pretty special. Played this team 2 years ago in the NCAA tournament, and it's quite remarkable because I think Xavier Simpson is their MVP. And in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago, he couldn't get on the court, and I think that speaks volumes to John's assistants and their staff and their program and their system about their improvement and about players. And he's having a tremendous year, 6.5 assists, and obviously the surrounding pieces get a lot of attention, but I've been very, very impressed with him on both ends. So we've got to play well, and coming off a very, very difficult pill to swallow at Northwestern. Did a lot of things well in a game where a lot of teams made really good plays. They just happened to make one more than us and the last one. But I'm excited about our growth, and I thought we got really, really good play from Adonis, and we need to see that continued growth. And then I thought Devontae was by far and away his best game of the year, so we need to continue to see that.
Brad, Trent talked about, he feels like he's lacking confidence in himself right now, and says you guys have tried to help him through that. What's that process been like, and what have you seen out of him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of mental massaging, and I think it's a challenge from this standpoint because I don't look at it like he's struggling. I look at it completely different, and his 4 games have been great. I think it's one of those deals that when you feel that way, you just get yourself in the gym and you work your way out of it. That's what I basically told him is, you've got to get where you feel comfortable again, and that's whether it's massaging the ball, shooting the ball, whatever it is that helps you. And then, my belief and my feeling for Trent hasn't wavered a bit. So, I look at it a little bit different, but yeah, we've had conversations, and he's been in the gym, getting a lot of shots up.
Michigan has pretty much just totally rebuilt its defense in the last couple of years and become maybe their biggest strength. What do they do particularly well? Where they're obviously top 2, 3 in the country?
Well, I think the one thing that and again, I always look at this, every time the ball moves, I look for 5 guys moving at the same time, and they have that. And that means you are in sync. We talk about chemistry a lot. Chemistry on offense is fairly easy. Having great chemistry on defense is very, very challenging. Then you throw in the fact that, okay, now you got the leader of your team in Simpson, a 3rd-year junior who's been through it and won, and you got a guy Charles Matthews, a 5th-year senior. Teskey's been through all of the growth, and these guys execute. And then you throw in a very, very cerebral freshman. Brezdikas is high IQ, and they don't miss a beat. And now you've got Poole coming in, and they have great size, they have great length, and then they make very, very few mistakes. You always see them pointing, you always see them talking. We have a saying, quiet teams lose. They're not quiet, and they're very vocal and very dialed in, and have great chemistry together.
outside of the ranking, are there parallels you can draw in this game to what you guys did in Maui against Gonzaga?
Not really. I think they're different teams. They play different. Not that Gonzaga isn't as good in the half court. They just different styles. Gonzaga was a team that flew it up the court and didn't have a true center, so to speak. And Michigan Teskey's turned into a really good player, averaging 8.5, 9 a game, and steps out, shoots threes. He's a terrific screener. They're a little more methodical in the half court maybe than the Zags were. But, if you look at it by ranking, that's really about the only comparison.
You expand a little bit on DeMonte's play and what you like with him lately?
Yeah, it's an aggressiveness. It's an attitude with him. And, DeMonte's got great strength. He's a very, very strong young man, and finding ways to utilize that strength along with his ability to drive the basketball has been something we're looking for. We want him driving it. Not that we don't want him shooting it. I mean, it's 2 for 2 at Indiana from the 3, but we want him being able to exploit that and getting to the foul line 10 times, and then getting offensive rebounds. Those were things that he's very, very good at. And then defensively, his activity, we've got him talking a lot more defensively. That's helped us and helped him. And, when we see that, I don't know, cliche, the eye of the tiger, so to speak, and, he gets that look, he's a really, really good asset to have and a good basketball player.
With Adonis maybe, becoming more confident and comfortable, to have him and Georgie both as, legitimate post options, how does that maybe change or add to what you can do offensively?
It sure adds. I think the one thing that we've continued to try to do is find that balance, where it's not 33s and no free throw attempts, and I think there's a mindset when you throw the ball to the interior. It's an aggressive one, and I really liked our balance against Northwestern and free throw attempts and throwing the ball inside, and AD did an unbelievable job of. Georgie got a couple quick ones, and we didn't miss a beat. And I still like the idea of being able to play them together some, and we're growing into that as well. But again, it's closer you are to the basket, the better chance that thing has to go in, and we like our chances with both those guys.
Coach, when you played them at Oklahoma State, they had one of the slower tempos in the country. You had obviously a lot of points scored in that game, but when you have the contrast of styles, how important is it to yours to win out as far as dictating the pace in a game like this?
I think we're really, really similar. I don't think we're that different. I think that you look at the actions they run, you look at the actions we run, and they're really similar. There's a lot of the same schematic things. We both set 2-3 sets. We both are 2-guard fronts. They're very, very opportunistic in transition. That's where they hurt us last year. We got a lead, and then we took a couple quick shots and a couple long rebounds, and this team can really run. And this group is probably better at it than any team they've had, simply because they have multiple ball handlers. Charles will handle it, Iggy will handle it, Livers comes off the bench. We've seen him handling the ball. Really, the only guy who doesn't is Teskey. So this is a pretty up-tempo team. Now, when they don't have it, they're going to get to the third side, and they're going to try to execute and do those things. But I think we're really similar in what we want to do. And they just, right now, are doing it at a very, very high level.
It seemed like Sunday, I just had a little more intensity to his game, and maybe just the way he was approaching it as play. I mean, have you seen more of that from him maybe in the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think we've got to see that from Io on the defensive side. I thought that was his best game defensively in an Illinois uniform. I thought he was active as heck on the ball. He was, it's amazing how that works. When you set out to just play hard and guard, how things develop for you on the offensive end. You know, I think he's really confident on the offensive side right now. I think he's playing with a great deal of confidence, not only just shooting it, but we went through the stretch where he didn't make layups, and now he's had unbelievably hard finishes in the Northwestern game, so he's very confident there, but it fell into place because of what he did on the defensive end, and I thought it was his best game defensively in the Illini jersey.
Those guys were pretty beat up on Sunday. What's been the response in these days since coming into Michigan from them?
They know we're getting close. I mean, we talked about that, and it's, you know, it's one or two possessions, and that's the thing we've been continually challenging this group with is, you know, it's not the last play. It's the charge we didn't take, or the rotation that we broke down on, or the three we gave Taylor in a corner, which was a blown coverage. You know, it's those things that happen maybe in the first half that are just as important, and it's the pride of understanding, hey, it's little battles along the way, and you have to win every possession and go stop them from doing what they want to do. And over the course of time, if you have win more battles, you may win the war. And but no one is bigger than the other. We talked about that. We played a very good team, very veteran team, and had a chance. They made the last play. They made the last two actually. They got offensive rebounds, made the last two plays, and won the ball game that way.
Rob, still no one signed for 2019. Where do you feel like you're at recruiting-wise and momentum you're gaining there on the trail?
Well, it's hard to talk about recruiting, you know, because you can't talk specifically. I love what we're doing. I love the guys that we have on staff and what they're out evaluating and looking for. I think that you know, momentum is could go both ways. You know, so I think we're headed in the right direction, and we're finding the pieces as we continually evaluate that we need to, and obviously, you know, still actively involved in that process.
Trent is, you know, been looked at as the leader of this team, and maybe with some teams when their leaders in a self-described funk, they maybe follow suit. It doesn't appear that you guys have done that. You mentioned the fight. Is that what it comes back to with these guys, to not kind of get into a whole team funk?
I hope so. I think that's, we've got AJ, we've got Kipper, we've got, you know, Io stepping into that role, Devontae stepping into that role as well. You know, I don't think we're a team that is one guy that just leads us. I think we're a collective group in the locker room. I think that, you know, Georgie's, you know, got a dominant personality, and you know, it's hard with him to ever be down because he's a glass half full guy, and he's always revved up, and that's really positive. That's good when you're growing and learning, and Georgie may understand that better than anybody else. But he's, you know, I don't think it's just Trent. I think it's a group of guys leading us, and like I said after the game, I love our locker room. These guys are passionate. They care. They want to do the right things. They continually keep working, and you know, we've had a well-described tough road, but boy, they've continued to grow from it and learn from it, and we keep growing and getting better. Thanks, guys.